Guys, good morning. It's Becky Bamboo. Actually, it's good afternoon. It's noon, so good afternoon. It's Becky Bamboo. It's Monday, May 16th, 2011. This is my official week 46 post-op RNY gastric bypass update video. I'm just going to warn you guys right from the get-go, this is going to be a long video. It's probably going to be a half an hour because I have a lot to talk about. So if you don't want to watch it all, don't watch it all. But I have a lot that I want to put onto video. So, first of all, week 46 weigh-in. I started my weight loss surgery journey at 424 pounds. Last week I weighed 224 and I lost no weight, which kept me at a total loss of 200 pounds. This week I am 219. I lost 5 pounds, which puts me at a total loss of 205 and means I'm 20 pounds away from Wonderland. What? What? It doesn't seem right. It just doesn't seem right. I look at the scale and I look at my little book that I write all my weights in, and I'm like, what? Because I flip back to the beginning, and I don't even think I have the beginning. I think I only have through week 18 because, you know, oh no, here's week 1. Yeah. Starting weight. 424. Are you kidding? And you flip through and I'm week 46? 219? What? It's insane to me. I cannot get over it. So, needless to say, I'm very excited for my weight loss this week. 5 pounds is excellent. It seems like I've been on this 5-pound thing for a while. Knock it off. Which is fine. I mean, I lost none last week, and then before that, for the previous, 6 weeks, I was, in the increments of 5. So, I don't know what that's about, but I'll take it. So, I want to give you an update on the job situation because I've had people asking about it. I was supposed to hear by Friday, and I did not. The manager actually called me this morning, told me that the recruiter had some last-minute applicants for this job, so they've actually been doing ongoing interviews last week. Their last interview is today, and then the manager is actually going out of town for company business and will not be back till next week. She told me she hopes to make her decision by the end of the week, and so I can expect to either hear from her Friday or early next week. I'm gonna just figure I won't hear from her till next week because if she's out of town, more than likely she's not going to call me. She did apologize for not calling me Friday. She said she was going to call me Friday to kind of update me, but she was also out of town and she didn't take my number with her, so I don't know. I'm really hopeful that I still get this position, but I'm really fearful since they are interviewing other people. If they're interviewing their last person today, I don't think they've done I don't think anybody else has done shadowing. And I don't think that this person interviewing today would do shadowing if the manager's going out of town because she wanted to be there when I was there. So I don't quite know what to make of that. I don't know if it's just a formality that they're interviewing other people or if it's that they don't want to hire me and they are interviewing other people. She did tell me that I'm still in consideration for the position, though, and that she's going to try to let me know as soon as possible so that I'm not just in limbo. And I said, okay, that sounds fair enough. I will tell you guys I'm really disappointed. I really thought that I would get a call with an offer last week, and then when she called this morning, I really thought I was going to get an offer today. So I'm very disappointed. I would be lying to say that I'm fine with it because I'm not. And if in the end I don't get this job, I'm going to be a little upset that I, gave up so many hours of my time to try to get this position. I mean, I tried to show them that I'm really interested by going and giving them almost a whole day of time. And I really took time to try to get to know these people and get personal with them. And it's just going to be a really big disappointment if I don't get this position. So anyway, that's the update on the job. I will let you guys know as soon as I hear at the end of the week or early next week. I'm at this point really feeling like I'm not getting the job. I really feel like on paper, I am like the least qualified person ever. And on paper, I look really crappy as an employee. I mean, if you look at the last 3 years, I don't, but um, the sad thing is that everybody's looking beyond that. So, um, I don't know. I don't have much confidence in this, and everybody's like, "Oh, stay positive, stay positive." Well, whatever. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. I mean, no matter what I do or say to them at this point, it's not gonna change their mind on whether or not they want to hire me or not. So I think she already has her mind made up of who she wants. I think this last interview is just a formality, and if this person comes in and knocks their socks off, then obviously they're probably gonna get it. So I don't know. Anyway, I will let you guys know as I hear. So I hope that those of you who went to the meet and greet had a great time. I saw lots of pictures on Facebook, and I wish I could be there next year. I will find a way to be there. I will do anything to get there next year. Watching you guys have a good time is just such a tease. I would love, there's so many of you that I want to meet in person and get a chance to say hello to. So I'm glad that you guys all had a fabulous time. It looked like it went off without a hitch. So bravo to those of you who worked so hard to put it together. I think that was just an amazing thing. And I really hope you do it again next year, because I really want to come. The good thing for me is that I was occupied during the weekend of the meet and greet. I actually did my first 5K over the weekend. Those of you who haven't seen it, I actually did do a very short video to kind of introduce you to some people and tell you how I did, and I cut it short. It was raining and it was cold, and I didn't want my phone out very long, so I apologize for the length of the video. But all in all, the 5K went really well. I met both of my goals. Number one goal, do not walk. I did not walk. 3.11 miles running. Yes. Goal number two, under 45 minutes. I completed my 5K in 44:02. So I beat both of my goals, which is amazing. And actually, I'm slightly disappointed in my time, only because the way that they had set up the beginning of the race where I started, I got in this whole pack of people who decided to just walk. So the first quarter mile, I couldn't even get out to run. So I walked the whole first quarter mile, and I still came in at 44:02. So really, I'm really happy with it. I'm disappointed that I got caught up in all that, because I could have been in under 43, in the 43s. So, it is what it is. All I wanted was under 45, and I completed that. And I didn't even know that I did. I came across the finish line, and my husband's like, "You beat your goal." And I was like, "I did? I don't even see a clock. Where's the clock?" And I ran right past it. I never even saw it. I was like so tunnel visioned during my run that I didn't see anything. I was just keep running, keep running, keep running. It was a big challenge. The race environment run is entirely different than going out for a leisure run. I started with my sister-in-law and my best friend, and they actually were able to weave through all the people who decided to walk and kind of get out into where they could just run. I was trying to follow them, but I kept getting cut off by other people. So I ended up getting behind, and I'm like, what the hell? So they both came in ahead of me. I'm so proud of my sister-in-law. She came in right at 40 minutes. She thought she crossed the mat at 39:50 something. And when we went and got the official times, it was 40 exactly, 40.00. And she was so pissed because her goal was to be under 40. So she felt like she got cheated. And then my best friend came in at 42 and a half. So I was only a minute and a half behind her, which is pretty incredible to me. But both of them said they walked a little bit of it. My dad said he had to walk a little bit of it. So I was really proud that I ran the whole thing, I think that shows my dedication and my hard work that I've put into being able to just run. I can go out and I can run 3 miles, and I don't have to stop and feel like I'm going to die, which is cool. So the challenge of the race environment too is this was a 2-lap race. So basically it was 1.5 miles, give or take, laps. And it's not enough space to spread out 3,000 people very far. So you're constantly in clusters of people you're trying to get through. Some people run faster and then they decide to walk and you pass them. So there's a lot of back and forth, and you're having to try to like just weave through traffic to get where you're going. And so that was a big frustration for me, because I'm used to hitting the trail and there's nobody out there but me. It's me. I might get passed by a couple people on bikes or a couple other runners, but I mean, for the most part, it's just me on the trail, and I don't think about anything. So this was a different environment and a challenge. So I think it was really good for me to experience that, and it was so exciting. I've been involved in athletics my whole life, and have been on very competitive teams. I played competitive softball. We traveled all over. I was in state tournaments for basketball, golf. I mean, I've been in competitive situations, but for me, I have never had as big a thrill doing something as I did at that 5K on the weekend. I mean, I just had like the biggest high before it, during it, after it. I just felt so excited to be there and to know that I'm an athlete competing in this race, and I'm going to run. And these people look at me like maybe I'm not going to do it, but I'm going to do it. And a lot of the people I was there with, even like my dad and my brother, I don't think they actually believed that I had trained the way I had trained. And I think that they were questioning whether or not I was going to finish when I wanted to finish. But I told them I expect to be in 43 to 44 range, and I came in exactly when I said I was going to. They were all at the finish cheering me on, and it was just such a cool experience for me. I was almost brought to tears as I came across the finish line, because as I turned the last corner, which made kind of the last, just, I don't know what it was, maybe 10th to get to the finish line. As I turned that corner, everybody of my family was standing on that corner cheering me on. And I just like flashed in my head my pre-op photo. That's what came in my head, is the way that I used to look in my pre-op photo. And I just like had this realization hit me all of a sudden. I was 424 pounds 10 and a half months ago. And I am just getting ready to cross the finish line of a 5K. That's crazy. It's not even been a year for me, and I'm doing things that I never, ever, ever thought I would do. And that just proves to me that anything is possible. We can all do anything we want to do. We just have to try. That's all that it takes, is just trying. Just put your mind and your body and your heart and your soul to it and do it. Find something you love and do it. And it was just like, I almost was crying when I crossed the finish line, because I was so moved thinking about every run I've done, every day I've gone out and I've said, I really don't want to run today, but I'm going to do it. Every high and low along the way. I mean, I had some really amazing runs, and I had some really crappy runs. And the really crappy runs left me feeling really bad, like I was a big failure. But at the end of the day, I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. I can remember in December when I first started Couch to 5K, thinking, I'm never going to be able to run a mile without stopping, let alone 3. And then all of a sudden I could run a mile, and I was like, what? And it took me like 22 minutes the first time I ever ran a mile. But I was still like, that's not so bad. And then the next thing I know, I run 2, and I was like, whoa. And then March came and I ran my first 5K. And it was like, it took me almost 50 minutes. So at that point I thought, it's March. This race isn't till May. I need to set a new goal, because my first goal was to just be able to do it. And then I could do it. And I thought, well, if I can do it now, I got to do something more. So I thought, well, I want to try to shave some time off. So I want to beat 45 minutes. From March 16th until May 14th, so almost 2 months exactly, I shaved off 6 minutes off of my 5K. That took a lot of work. That took me going to the gym on the treadmill in the crappy weather, pushing, making myself run at a faster speed than what I was comfortable running, making my body get used to it. It's not easy. It's not supposed to be easy, but I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the challenge of it, and it just really taught me a lot. This race taught me a lot about myself, and taught me a lot about setting goals and pushing for them, and what kind of sweet ass reward you get when you cross that finish line and realize, I did it. Nobody else did this but me. I'm the one who step by step by step, one foot in front of the other, made this happen. What a great feeling. No, I mean, nobody can take it away from me. I did it. So I wanted to just kind of talk a little bit more about how I was feeling with the race, because I think there's lots of people out in a weight loss surgery community doing Couch to 5K or thinking they might want to do it as they start to lose weight or whatever. If you even think about for 1 second that you might want to do it, just do it. Just try it. You don't have to, it's not about winning or losing or coming in first or last or whatever. It's just about doing it. And I promise you, if you just go into it with the attitude that this is for me and nobody else, you will be so successful and you will be so glad. I mean, I didn't do Couch to 5K in 9 weeks exactly. I spread it out. I did it how I wanted to do it. You know, I just took my time with it. If I felt like I was too tired to run 1 week, I just didn't run. I just listened to my body and I went with it. And I'm so thankful that I did. I have to share something with you guys. My younger brother was one of the guys who came and did this race. And he is a real athlete. I mean, just really athletic. Very muscular, things have always just been really easy for him in terms of his body. He's never had weight issues. He can eat whatever he wants. And he's just been a superb athlete his whole life. I mean, basketball and soccer and track and cross country. And you name it, he did it. But after the 5K, we all went home and, we went to the street party, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But later that night, we went to a big family dinner. My whole family got together. And I was sitting next to my younger brother, and he said, I just want to tell you, you inspired me today. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? He's like, the 5K, you inspired me. And I'm like, what do you mean I inspired you? What exactly does that mean? And he's like, I was just watching you come up the last stretch. And the last stretch, you could see, it was about a quarter mile that you could watch people come up the street because it was kind of a little hill. So he said, I was standing on the corner watching you come. He said, I saw you turn the corner and I saw you kick. He said, I saw you start to really run. And he said, it just impressed me. He said that you knew your body well enough to know this is how fast I can run this. And this is what I need to do to get it done. He said, and I saw you turn that corner and you turned it on and you were just swerving through people, passing people right at the end. He said, it just inspired me. He's like, you were 400 pounds not very long ago, and now you ran a 5K. You did something today that, number one, I never thought you would say you even wanted to do or would even try to do. And number two, that you actually did it. You worked really hard, and it inspired me, and it showed me that anything is possible. Anybody can do this kind of stuff. It just takes effort. He touched me so much by saying that. I mean, my brother's not one to share feelings and give compliments. I mean, he's just kind of a laid back, funny guy. He's just not like a real serious kind of person. But for him to say that really it moved me more than I think he probably even knows. So I wanted to share with you guys because that and my dad, when I crossed the finish line, my dad told me how proud he was of me. I was just like, whoa, I didn't even, I was doing this for me, but to hear him say that, because he made this possible, you guys, he's the one that paid for me to have this surgery. So to hear him say how proud he was of all the work that I've done and to prove to people that there's more to me than meets the eye, really, it really felt amazing to me. So those two things made all the blood, sweat, and tears I put into running really, really worth it. And, the thing is I was sitting with my brother at dinner and I said, I found something in running that I really like. I enjoy it. I enjoy getting outside and going for a run. I never thought I would do that. And he's like, yeah, he said, watching you come up that street, he said, you looked good. You look like a runner. He said, and I never thought I would see that. I never thought I'd see you as a runner, but you are. You're a runner. And it just felt so good to have him, he just saw it. He saw what I had done. And I don't think until that moment any of them saw it. I don't think my husband saw it. I don't think my dad saw it. I don't think my friends saw it. I don't think anybody really saw it, because all the running I've done, my husband's seen me do it on the treadmill or on the track. But the long, like, that was doing couch to 5K. My long runs that I've just been doing since March, he hasn't been a part of. I've been doing all that by myself because I've been unemployed. So I do most of my long runs during the middle of the day. Nobody's with me during that. So nobody has physically seen me run until Saturday. And I think it just kind of shocked everybody, which was a kind of a cool feeling. I saw a couple people down there that I haven't seen in a long time. They were, they did the photography and the DJing of our wedding. But they've become like a close family friend. I'm on Facebook with them all the time. I just don't see them a lot because I don't, we don't live near them. But they came to do this with us, and the lady walked it, and man, actually, he photographed it for us. So I have lots of really great pictures of me running, and before the race, after the race, all that kind of stuff, which is so nice. It's nice to have friends that are professional photographers for that stuff like that, because they'll just come. They came and took pictures, and they're not going to charge us to get them. They're just emailing them, and it's really nice for that kind of stuff. But when they saw me, I haven't seen them. I don't think I've seen them since I had my weight loss surgery, to be honest. I'm not sure I've seen them since maybe even my wedding or right after. So it's been a long time since I've seen them. No, it's not been the wedding. But anyway, it's been since before my surgery. And they've kind of kept up with me on Facebook. And I saw the guy first, and he came running up and gave me a big hug. And he's like, "You got taller." And I was like, "What do you mean I got taller?" He's like, "You got taller. You look so tall now. Now that you're skinny, you look tall." I'm like, "I'm not skinny." He's like, "Compared to what you were, you're skinny and you're tall." And so we were kind of laughing about that. And then his wife came up and gave me a big hug. And she's like, "I cannot believe my eyes." She's like, "I've seen all your Facebook pictures." She's like, "But they do not do justice to the way you look." And she's like, "And your shirt is huge." I ordered an extra, extra large t-shirt because I registered for this race like back in December. So in my head at that time, I couldn't even like fathom that I would ever wear anything less than a 2X. So here I am in this huge t-shirt, and my husband, of course, got an extra large. So I tried his on, and I was like, dang it, I wish I had ordered an extra large, because if his fit really good, and my dad got a large, and his even would have fit me. So I was like, ugh. But anyway, I was in this big t-shirt. So she was like, "Your shirt is way huge on you. It's just crazy. Like, you are so small compared to where you were." And she's like, "You really inspire me to want to push harder and actually finish." She's lost a lot of weight too. So she's like, I want to really finish what I started now after seeing you, because you make me feel like it's possible. So, that was just a pretty neat experience to be with all these people who care about me, and who have followed along with this journey, and some of who have been a major part of this. My husband, my dad, my brother, his sister. They've all been a major part of this journey with me. So they've seen the good, bad, and ugly of weight loss surgery. So it was really special for me to have all them there. And I kept my bib number because I was so excited. This is my first ever bib number. I feel like there's many more to come after this, but I wrote all my stats down on the back so that I have it for to keep kind of a record of my bibs. I don't know, I think that'll be an easier way to do it. So my finish time was 44:02, which was 14:11 per mile. Out of the women in the race, well, let's say total people who actually finished the race. There's more people than this that did this race, but this is the amount of people who finished, 2,294, so almost 2,300 people. Out of the women, I think there was maybe like 1,600 women. I finished 898th. And then overall, out of the 2,294, I finished 1,518. So I didn't do bad. I mean, I was even the last stretch, I was passing people. And even across the finish line, I was passing people. And I was like, this is so cool. I'm not last. I was so excited to not be last, because that was my thing. Like, I felt like for so long that I'm going to be last. And I had to like think of that in my head. But then the more I thought about it and realized there's people walking, I'm like, well, I'm not going to finish last, but I don't want to be the last runner. And I was running past people who were running, and I was passing people the whole race. I mean, people were passing me too, which is fine, but it was just neat to feel all that energy down there at that race. So anybody who's considering doing a 5K, really, you should do it. And I gotta say, for anybody who lives in, the Midwest area, this fat ass 5K is so much fun. The energy, it's probably nothing like a normal 5K. They don't do awards or anything like that, but it is just the biggest, like, most fun party you could go to. People come dressed up in all kinds of weird crap, and they run in weird stuff, and this is the race that has, along the route, they have a beer stop, they have donut stops, they have a corn dog stop, ice cream. I mean, they have all kinds of crap you can eat along the way. And then afterwards, they have a big pig roast, and it's a huge street party in downtown Springfield. And it's, beer and soda and pulled pork and whatever. So it was just so much fun. It was 52 degrees and raining. So we were soaking wet, looking a hot mess, freezing. I mean, 52 and raining while you're running is not so bad. 52 and raining when you're done running is freaking cold. It was so cold by the time, like, we were there a while, you could see your breath when you were talking. I'm like, this is a little bit too cold. So we didn't stay as late as what we had planned. The street party went till 3, and we thought we were going to stay down there until 3. But by about 12:30, 1 o'clock, we were like icicles. I mean, it was just, you were soaking wet, head to toe. There was nothing you could do about it. We finally found a kind of a tent we could stand under. So you got out of the rain, but it was still so cold and windy, and it was not fun. So anyway, we had a good time, but we left early. The food was amazing. They had barbecued pulled pork, which tasted so good, and they had baked beans and coleslaw and chips. I just had some of the beans and the pork. It tasted so good to me. I don't know if it was because it was cold and the food was hot, or if it was because we just got done running or what, but it tasted really good. And then we drank a lot of beer. Yeah, I think I negated whatever calories I burned running on drinking beer, because I think I had like 4 beers, which is a lot for a gastric bypass person, I'm going to tell you. I was definitely drunk. But we had a lot of fun. I didn't go overboard, and nobody really did. And I was when we were done, I was ready to go home and get into a hot shower. But anybody who wants to come and do that next year, you really should come. It's so much fun. Even if you just want to come walk it, it is so much fun. So anyway, I just wanted to encourage that, because there's plenty of people who live around here that maybe we could get together and do something. So that's that. I don't think there's anything else, and like I said, this was a long video, so it's about a half hour now. I'm going to stop. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend, and I will keep you updated throughout the week if I hear anything about my job. Mwah! Bye, guys.